Today, we talk about...
So when you got this place, did you intend initially...
I specifically told my realtor, get me a place with this view and an extra bedroom so I can do that. That was the intent.
You ever see anything fun down here on, because we got to walk by your neighbors at the Port Authority on the way in. There was some guy screaming at pigeons, literally on the block outside.
You get a nice variety of people that you interact with on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
Anywhere from millionaires to homeless people, tourists to locals, everything in between.
If I was a realtor, I would totally have some sort of secret tunnel that comes from here, over to 6th Ave or 7th. You know what I mean? It's like, listen, we're gonna just cut all the bullshit out. You just gotta open up a fucking. You go into this one phone booth and go down, and you come right up.
It's just, as a new person to New York, it's crazy to me. I've never been surrounded by so many people, and yet no one. Everyone's so tunnel vision. Everybody, there's just people having conversations on their cell phone. Just I was walking by and some black ladies you nasty ass motherfucker, you want me to tug on your balls? I'm in the middle of the street. I'm
tug on his balls.
I'm what the fuck?
She's out there tugging on his balls.
I'm what the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Someone put. Go ahead.
No, please. I already cut off enough.
Someone put that in perspective for me. If you come from a small town or Midwest area, it's in those kinds of neighborhoods, people are nicer, but it's not because people here are naturally assholes. It's just if I had to hold the door for everyone here, I would never get to my location.
For sure.
If I had to stop and ask everyone's day, have you been doing? How's the kids? I would never get to where I was going. It's you just can't.
You can't
physically.
How long have you been living in the city?
I moved down here in August. But I'd always been in and out of the city for years.
Sure.
I'm from upstate New York.
Right.
And
different story when you live here full time, though.
Yeah.
So you guys are both pretty new. So I'm saying, what I'm hearing out of both of your mouths is newer New York City resident talk. You will become dark-hearted and jaded, and you'll be tunnel vision. What's crazy, once you do get that New York City tunnel vision, and that it changes your DNA almost. They say once you really become a New Yorker, you can never really. I mean, you could probably figure it out, but they say you kind of get stuck in New York. The cool thing too is what I've noticed, because again, I didn't mention here, but I lived 5 blocks away for 5 years in Hell's Kitchen, which has been changing rapidly, and it was not like the old scary Hell's Kitchen, or what you see on Daredevil or whatever, but there was still a lot of life to the area. And the cool thing is that tunnel vision, it's if there is a problem, you can kind of get there is a spidey sense that'll tingle, so a true New Yorker will kind of get that intuition that something's bad, because it's almost when there's blood in the water and there's a shark, everybody kind of can react and know, when something's off. You can have a guy taking a dump, half a block away, but if the guy's taking a dump and he's got a fucking machete in his hand, then it's whoa, this is not right, sure, there are kids around,
crazy versus danger.
Yeah, crazy versus danger is a good way to put it.
There's definitely an intuition to the areas you go to. You start knowing, okay, I got to go this way. I got to avoid this at this time. It's where do you live in the city?
I quit my job 6 months ago. I bought one of those Mercedes Sprinter vans.
Oh yeah, you were telling me about this.
So I the last 6 months I've been traveling around the country doing open mics and stuff.
Yeah, you're homeless.
So I live in Williamsburg.
Okay.
No, fucking it.
Down by the river.
I thought it was going to be harder. I came here and I was like,
dude, if you can stay on my couch tonight, it's fine.
No, I have a kitchen, a sink, a bed,
in the van?
Hardwood floors. Yeah, it's
so you revamped.
Because I was in construction, so I insulated it, put in solar panels.
Where do the wife and kids stay? Look at the back quarter panel.
Yeah,
hey, listen, man, that's life. That's fucking. If you look out in LA, they say there's hundreds of comedians that are basically living in all sorts of different, automotive means.
I've met two different comedians that live in their van out here.
Yeah, actually, I heard about a couple of them. Yeah,
I have a friend who lived in her bus. She had a school bus. Actually, she was living.
It's comfortable. I mean, I got a lady that I'm seeing, so it's I spent a couple nights.
I
spent a couple nights there.
Shower off.
Get a shower.
Yeah, well, I have a Planet Fitness membership. So I shower every day.
Sometimes I kind of wish I had less material stuff, especially that shoe room sometimes is a headache, man. Just especially moving here. I just moved in with the shoes. The rest of this furniture and everything I got when I got here, but the nightmare was just getting those shoes into this place. Was just fun.
Well, I had I was a project manager. I was making good, and then the walls started closing, and people were like, "Well, you got to you got to buy a house now, and you got to get married, and and all of a sudden I just started I was like." if I get married, I could never quit my job. If I buy a house, I could never quit my job. I started panicking, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know how you do all this shit too, though, because you're a gastroenterologist.
Yeah, I'm an actual doctor. So
how many hours a week do you work doing that?
Well, I work 2 weeks a month, so like 2 weeks I'll be out in Iowa working, and then 2 weeks I'll be here doing the comedy thing.
GI, huh?
That is a lot better than I was wondering, because I'm like, it's midday, it's super relaxed right now. I'm like, I know.
No, it's actually a super awesome gig, and they treat me well out there. They have a couple open mics out there, not as many as here, but it's nice. Real people come to them, so it's less miserable.
14 hours a day?
Yeah, my days are fucking long, so it's bad.
Colonoscopies?
Colonoscopies, upper endoscopies, liver stuff, pancreas stuff, small intestine, large intestine,
stomach
issues.
I worked with the CCFA, the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation of America. Okay. I did some fundraising for them a couple years ago. It was a special... That's tough, man. The kids, those little kids who have those GI problems, man. Like, it's fucking rough.
Crohn's is a rough diagnosis. I would not wish that on my worst enemy. It's a tough one. This is great.
Fucking bring it down a notch.
Hey, it's reality.
You're gonna be okay, kids. You're gonna be all right.
But it's funny. Whenever I post a video, it can be an offbeat thing too, whether it's sneaker related or one time I did the hottest tortilla chip in the world, the Pocky Chip Challenge. So I ate it and I made a whole video about it, and then you'll get people in the comments like, "Oh shit, how'd you do this? I have Crohn's disease. I couldn't imagine."
Yeah, right.
I had to,
so you have a little bit of a crossover into that world.
Yeah, I try to not pigeonhole myself into just sneakers or just comedy or just
GI problems.
You're the brand, the market.
That's exactly, because I want to not. If I want to have a podcast, I'm doing a podcast now. If I want to do this, I'm going to do that. If I want to do a sketch,
Yeah, I was hoping this was a health show. Don't have insurance right now.
How many broke ass comedians ask for medical advice after they find out you're a doctor?
Honestly, not as many as I would have expected. No. Even with regular people, they don't ask me as often as people make jokes about. But I do hear it commonly after I do my set at an open mic. Like everyone that follows me, like, so you're the doctor, right?
Yeah.
I have IBS and blah blah blah. It's like it's typically IBS and constipation issues. That's
I'm wondering, how did you settle on gastroenterology?
Easy, it's badass.
You got to learn to do your little mustache, Groucho Marx, moving it while you.
I enjoyed it because. I actually made a video about this recently. Someone asked me, I do a Q&A series too, so people feed me questions, I'll make a video about it. So choosing your specialty and how do you choose what field of medicine to go into? And a lot of it, honestly, will come down to someone you worked with that wasn't an asshole. So you could work with a doctor who's a total asshole in a certain field and be like, I don't want to fucking have anything to do with this. And then there'll be, or similar to it, you'll have cliques that'll naturally develop, kind of like high school. So you have the jocks do orthopedics, and you have the
drama kids.
Yeah, the drama kids will do, I don't know what. The outdoorsy types typically do emergency medicine. That's the typical.
Oh, really?
It's the outdoorsy,
the
hiking.
And all
those kinds of people typically gravitate to emergency medicine. But obviously there's
jungle out there.
That's great. So it's it really is like Scrubs. That's what you're telling me?
It's exactly like Scrubs. The nerds went into internal medicine and the jocks went into surgery. That's kind of the basic generalization. Obviously there's crossover in every field. You find all types of people in all types of fields. But
we don't want to generalize.
I would say a lot of it really just comes down to where did you feel like you fit in when you were going through your rotations in school and whatnot, and then you'll find a few oh man, I really get along with these kinds of people, or do I want to be up a butt all day? Do I want to be reading EKGs all day? Do I want to be stuck in the ICU all day? Where do you see yourself spending fucking 30, 40 years?
Kind of like when you become a comedian in New York, it's if you meet a bunch of nice improv folks, you fucking might just pivot and become a fucking improv.
Makes sense.
Fucking jerk off. But,
I've been thinking about improv. That's a great segue, actually. I wanted to ask, have you guys done any improv?
I have.
I'll burn an improv theater to the ground. Fucking matches.
So we'll have a little debate between
it's funny, I've been over to, and you're actually really close to the UCB, the new UCB theater, which I've been to 2 shows there. And it's funny. I've seen one really bad show because they did 10 acts, and only one of the acts really got me engaged and going. And I'm that's a bad batting average right there. If they and again, you may go to the Comedy Cellar and not see a whole fucking complete killer's row. You may, but you might get 1 or 2 mediocre performances. I just had the batting average. And then I went and saw another one that was a little bit more pro level, I guess. And
have you done it yourself?
No.
I took in San Diego. I took all 3 levels at this place called the National Comedy Theater. National.
When you say all 3 levels,
they had 3 levels, like beginner, intermediate,
it's like a cult.
advanced.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta pay $400 each